welcome to Everything Jenny. I'm Jenny Bergen, and this week I'm accompanied by Biscuit, my little Chiweenie. He's part Chihuahua, part Dachshund, and he is my constant companion. So he's decided he wants to be here at least for part of this podcast today. And you can find me on Ravelry. I have an Everything Jenny group. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and my Etsy shop, everything is Everything Jenny, and my website is everythingjenny.com. So if you have any way you want to get in touch, those are ways to contact me. And I definitely encourage you to join the Ravelry group for Everything Jenny. That is where we'll be having some knit-alongs and some contests. So definitely stop by there and join us for lots of fun. So this week, I do not have any finished objects to show you, but I have been working on my Whispering Pines shawl, and I got almost done. I was hoping to be done and have it, and then what I realized is I do not think that I have enough yarn to do my bind off. So I have everything except the Pico bind off done. Yes, I know, you want to wrap up with it. So you can see here, it's kind of hard to see, I guess, in this light, but I did finish the lace pattern. So I have the regular pattern and the lace pattern is done. And I just need to do that Pico bind off. And I'm really concerned that with the amount of yarn that I have, that I do not have enough to finish the Pico edge bind off. So I'm thinking that I might just go and pick up a contrasting yarn here in one of these colorways, in maybe even a different yarn, maybe use a Madeline Tosh horsetail and something, or I mean unicorn tail, and maybe just something to help give a little accent to the edge. So I'll still do the Pico bind off, but maybe now do it in a different yarn. So that is definitely on my list of get it done this week, because I'm so close and I really want to be able to finish it. Of course, this week has been uncharacteristically hot here. We had 90-degree temperatures for much of the week, and it's been unseasonably hot. So with that in mind, I have not worked on my husband's hiker socks, because there is no way that he will wear those hiker socks if I finish them right now. Every day we are talking 80s and 90s for temperature, so he is definitely not going to wear those. So I've put them on a back burner because I will get them done, but it's not a main big rush concern for me. So the next thing that I worked on is, I told you I had the Rustling Leaves beret started, and I had just the edge here with just this ribbing. And now this week I've started the leaf pattern. So you can see that leaf pattern starting there. And I'm really liking it. It's a very easy to follow pattern. I think that I'm on, of just the leaf pattern after the ribbing, I am on, I think, row 12. And it has 61 rows to do. And you can see the leaves starting to form there and the pearl bumps. So I'm really excited for that. It's really coming along, and this yarn is so soft. So I'm loving that. That's that Wool Folk, and it's in that gray colorway, the color number 3, and I love it. So that'll be something fun, and definitely still at night. It's maybe in the 50s, so it's not unseasonably cold or super warm, but it's warm enough that if I wanted to wear the beret out for an evening, it would look cute. But again, I wouldn't wear it often because it is so warm right now for February. The next project I have to show you is the Come What May shawl. And the Come What May shawl I did in the Material Culture Fiber Arts yarn, and I showed you this last week with all these pinks and this little hint of blue in there and some purples. I love, 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 love this yarn. And it's a fingering weight yarn. And I used for this pattern, I'm using the, let's see, the colorway for the yarn was Sand Riot. And the needles are the Carbons US 6 or 4.0 millimeter. And I just started this. So this shawl, and it's the Come What May shawl by Susan B. Anderson. And I'm loving the colorway. It's turning out so cute. And it's a really lacy kind of pattern. So I've completed, it has several sections to the pattern. And I've completed section A. And so the beginning, the bind on, or the cast on, I mean, and the couple of repeats of just a simple pattern there. And then I've gotten into where it has the pattern A done, which was 2 repeats of a lace pattern. And I'm just starting section B. So that's something that I'm going to be working on this week. And it's coming along nice. I like it. And I love the color. I wanted to do something that was light in color since I've done so many darker projects. And I was really excited for that yarn with the bright colors. The only other work in progress that I have right now is I shared with you that really, really bright, remember this bright fluorescent pink, and even here it looks a little washed out in the camera, but it is Punk Rock Girl and it is bright, bright pink. So that I decided to do the Be My Valentine socks, and I shared that with you last week by the Cozy Knitter. And she does the Judy's Magic cast on. Now, I have not done the Judy's Magic cast on before. And I YouTubed it and I looked it up and I found that it is a cast on method that does not really, it's kind of a provisional cast on, but only really works for the socks. So I went ahead and gave it a try. And it does create a few twisted stitches, so you just have to knit through the back loop when you do that. But otherwise, it comes out really nice. And I got on this the toe done of one sock. So you can see that toe there. And it turned out really, really cute. However, and I loved that the yarn is that self-striping, and it's kind of in gray, black, and variations of pink. I was so excited. I was working on this last week while my husband taught. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching the YouTube clip and I'm casting on the toe and I'm liking this cast on for the toe and the toe up. This is, I think, only my second toe up socks I've ever done. And so I'm working on it and I get going and I'm so excited and I get all the way done with the toe and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I haven't been checking as I go to see how many stitches I have. So I'm taking for granted the fact that I'm following the pattern. And I did not follow the pattern. So I had to tink the toe. And I went back and back and back. And I keep thinking, it's in the next round. It's in the next round. And it was all the way back to round 2. So all of these rounds later, I find out it's in round 2. So I go ahead, I get all the way back, I fix it, and then I get all the way back up to finishing the toe, and I was so excited to get that far. And I was going to take it with me because it's a simple, easy, on-the-go project. While I was in the car, my husband was driving. But then it does have a cable pattern that I showed you, that really pretty kind of lace up from once the toe is done all the way up to the cuff. And I did not have a cable needle with me, and I know there's other ways of doing it without the cable needle, but I just wanted to have the cable needle and make it simple for myself and easy and not have to think about it. And it's just that one stitch that goes on the cable needle, but I am going to get back to it this week because I wanted to have it done and I'd forgotten my cable needle, so it will get done this week, or get going farther this week, so that I've got so much more to go on this. And again, I'm only on sock 1, but that's okay. And I will hopefully have it done for the month of February. They will be the socks that I worked on. Now, the yarn that I purchased, my new yarn purchases for yarn this week, I did have this Madeline Tosh sock. It's antique lace, and so it's kind of a beigey brown color. And I bought that in addition to Filtered Light, which is also Madeline Tosh, and it's the kind of a creamy base with some little orange flecks that are kind of orangey yellow and some different blue flecks to it. And I really like that color. And then the Madeline Tosh sock mica, which is really kind of a pale blue with some variations in it. Now I'm going to put all of these together. So all of these are going to make a new sweater for myself. So it's going to start with this antique lace, and then there's going to be some striping, and it's going to pick this up in the striping and then finish in the striping with these two colors, the mica and the Filtered Light. And that pattern that I'm going to be working with is called True Friend, and it's a purchase pattern on Ravelry. So True Friend, and you can see in that center, it's really a two-color pattern, but in that center block, I'm going to make that one the antique lace, and then that striping where it's kind of white in the picture here is going to be my Filtered Light, that speckled yarn, and it's going to continue with the altering of, I'm going to switch back and forth between the antique lace and for this, it'll be antique lace, and then here it'll be antique lace and Filtered Light. And as I run out of antique lace, I will then continue that with the mica. So my sleeves here, right here, will be with the mica, and then it'll finish at the bottom with the mica. So it'll be that transition between those colors. And so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm hoping that I cast that on this week. I kind of wanted to finish some of those other projects that I've cast on in the past week. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to have most of those projects at least have further progress on them. But I am going to be camping. So I'm going to try and go ahead and on location again, film my podcast. So you'll have a different setting. I will have my trailer, so you'll hopefully get a peek at my trailer this next week. And we'll see how that goes if I'm able to carry enough stuff with me. I'm taking my mom, and I have a very tiny trailer, so I will share that all with you when I'm on my next trip. And we'll see what yarn I have, room to take, things I'm going to be able to work on. It's mostly going to be a sit back and relax weekend, and I'm taking just one of my comfortable loungy chairs to sit and knit and enjoy the scenery and hang out with some friends, so it'll be exciting. I did want to share, I have still my project bags that I've been working on, and I've been working on some other projects, but this last week I was watching one of the podcasts, I think it was by Volenvine, and she had done her wrap dress, and I thought it's been so unseasonably hot that I had started several years ago. I'd started a dress that is, it's a kind of a sundress with a tie-up neck, and the zip up the side with the chest is kind of a V neck, and then a really full skirt. I started it, and I was really excited, and I got all the pieces cut out, and I got everything stitched together, except for attaching the skirt lining to the skirt, which is done out of the same fabric, so it just looks the same on both sides, and then attaching that to the top and installing the zipper. But otherwise, everything else is done. So it just needs, the skirt needs to be finished, where I've sewn the pieces together for the lining, and I've sewn the pieces together for the outer pieces of the skirt. But now I just have to marry the two, hem it, and then attach it to the top and put in the zipper. My goal is to have that done this month. Because it's been so unseasonably hot, I thought, wow, it'd be wonderful to be able to wear this in this 90-degree temperature with some cute sandals and just be really comfortable, and it's a very flowing, cute dress. So I was inspired this week because she, in Volenvine, she was working on, let's see, the wrap dress. And so I thought it was really cute, and it was out of knit material. And I thought, before I start any more clothing projects for myself, I am determined to finish this dress. So hopefully in the next few weeks, you will see a completed dress, and it will be finally off of my dress form. So we'll hope for that this next couple of weeks. Let's see, this week, because of my birthday is actually Tuesday, so February 16. And so I've been kind of spreading it out, celebrating with people, because it's too much, I feel, to go to a restaurant and have everybody there, and you don't really get to visit with everyone. So I wanted it to be where I actually have time to visit with all of my friends. And so I have spread it out. And like I said, a couple of weeks ago, my husband and I went on a mini vacation to Big Bear. And so that was kind of exciting. And we had friends come up. And I've done a couple of dinners with friends. And we, this weekend, went with some family, my sister and her husband and her two boys. And we went to Laguna Beach and went to Earth Cafe, which is this incredible dining experience. And it's in a little cottage craftsman house bungalow in Laguna Beach. So that was kind of exciting. And we had, before lunch, some time to walk around. I took my mom, and my husband and I really went through gallery hopping and checking out the artwork in the galleries and getting inspired. And so my husband's been working on some art pieces, but I kind of had the art on the back burner. And again, with this trip that I'm planning to take, I thought I might just take my sketchbook and work on a few pieces and see if I can come up with some new artwork that I want to post and share with you. And so that was kind of fun. And then to follow up our weekend in kind of thinking about art, we went to the Autry Museum yesterday. And in the Autry Museum, they're having a fine art show. It's Western fine arts. And so we went ahead and on, let's see, yesterday we spent a couple hours in the gallery and just kind of in the museum and checking out the different art that's there. There's a couple of amazing artists that were represented, Jeremy Lipking and Brian Wu, and they have phenomenal artwork in there. And I would highly recommend just looking them up, even on the internet. Google them, check out some of their pieces. They have some incredibly realistic pieces, and they're amazing. And their brushwork is fantastic. Their color palettes are amazing. So I would highly recommend, if you're into just even admiring art, to go ahead and give them a check out on Google. And then we followed that up by eating at a restaurant called the Dog House and had an incredible meal. Finished that up with a dessert at Melted, a grilled cheese company. So that was all fantastic, and I absolutely loved that. And I forgot to bring up to my craft space the birthday postcard I got from my friend Christine Brooks. And she sent me this adorable flower photograph postcard, a photograph she took, and just wanted to tell me happy birthday. And so it was so sweet to get that this week. And I have a few other projects that I'm working on. I am working on doing a recipe that I found for my own laundry soap. I've been making my own, but I've been using the borax and washing soda and baking soda recipe, and I wanted to change that and try and eliminate the borax and the Fells naphtha. So I am trying out a new recipe. So I'm hoping this week to give that a try, and I will let you know results next week. And let's see, I'm also working on, like I said, the sewing project, and I've got a couple other sewing projects in the works. I've been really fleshing out some design work, and I am for a group that I am a part of on Ravelry, and a all women's camping group that I'm a part of. I have been working on a pattern that I'm hoping to share with them. So once I get it done It's a knitting beanie pattern, and I will post it on Ravelry. It'll just be probably a free pattern and something that you can all see. And most people may not be interested because it will be very specific to the group that I'm a part of, but you are definitely welcome to give it a try. And otherwise, I will hopefully see you next week while I am once again on location. I'm really hoping that works out as long as the weather is permitting, because I will most likely have to record outside of my trailer. And so I just want to make sure that I don't have too many distractions, too many loud campers next to me. So I will definitely keep you posted. My husband's going to be staying home, holding down the fort, and I will be off with my girlfriends and my mom, and we're going to have a great time. And so until I am able to get posted next week and get that up and share with you, I wish you happy crafting, happy knitting, happy crocheting. I hope you have an inspired week and you find something this week that inspires you. And my challenge would be to maybe check out one of the artists that I mentioned, Brian Wu or Jeremy Lipking, and just get inspired by them, or even check out some of the designers and in knitting and see what's going on there. I know I'm often inspired by Susan B. Anderson's patterns that she's got posted, and I know Woolen Vine's got a new pattern coming out. And I did, like I said, wanted to try and finish up that pattern by a homespun house, Molly of a homespun house. So I'm hoping to get all that going this week, and I hope you have a fantastic week. And until I see you next time, hugs!